Well, hello again. I was requested to make something about the new circuit system of GT5 unofficial, and to be quite frank, I don't want to touch it because, as you can see here, we have a ton of new stuff to do. But I will cover the clean room. What is the clean room? Well, it's something that you're gonna require later on, but in the beginning is not necessary. As you see in the recipe of the electronic circuit, we have new crafting components like this resistor, that's paper, coal, and copper wire, have this vacuum tube that is more copper, paper and glass tube that is glass dust into the alloy smelter, so you need to have some steel before it. Have this coated circuit board that require circuit resin and wood plank, and this wood plank is made into the compressor with the wood pulping that is gathered by macerating wood and other stuff. That's not much, nothing new. Then look at the uses for circuit, and we can make the components and machines. No big deal. Until we can make the basic circuit assemble. But this requires a good circuit. How can we make it? But this won't require the assembly. That's not right. It don't show here, but the good circuit actually has a recipe. Here the basic circuit can be made with a good electronic circuit. It's made using 4 basic electronic circuits and a diode. That is glass, this wafer, and funny thing, but this wafer is a problem. Need to cut this monocrystalline silicon, and this is silicon and gallium into the blast furnace. So until you get the blast furnace, you cannot make this. Everything goes well and then until you hit the high voltage level, because electrical vanilla is used to make the components to make the good version, and good version can make the machines of the high voltage. But if you look into the high voltage and the previous one was medium voltage, things start to get a little out of hand, because everything here is way into circuit assembly with a lot of those stuff, including some of the good circuits. Look at this integrated logic circuit, is where things start to get a little more complicated. It is made into the precision laser engraver. So you need to first do this until you can make a knock of it. And why do you need to make a knock of it? Well, of course, to make a better version of it. Because as you see, this one going to be one by one, using the recipe I showed before. But if you scroll to the side, we have a recipe at the higher voltage that uses a glowstone doped and give us 4, so it's need more. Just using glowstone instead of the gallium and some nitrogen, that shouldn't be a trouble to you. But as you see here, it says something needs clean room to make. While this one here don't. What is a clean room? Well, it's very simple actually. It's a new multi-block that a Blood Aspen has added to the game. You make the controller, at this one here. The recipe requires high voltage stuff, so once you hit high voltage, you cannot make it. but then it tells you to make the 3x4x3 hollow with control on the top and using plascrete blocks on the sides. Plascrete is just polyethylene, black steel frame and concrete. Since you are in high voltage, this should not be a trouble to you. So let's set up the basic version. 3x3 on the basing. Now we're gonna up 2 levels and add to the level, of course. Just placing everything into a hollow. And then they go into the middle. And of course it is incomplete, because it still requires some of the components of the past, like a maintenance hatch and a energy hatch, at least minimum voltage. It also needs an entrance to it, believe me or not. So you actually need to click some of the blocks here and place a door. Now let's take a look. It is completed. The circuit is completed. And with that, the multi-block is completed into this in his most simple format. Now let's see here. Here we have the high voltage precision laser engraver. If I try to place the glowstone doppler here, well, as you can see, it don't work. If I place the previous version, it works with no trouble, because it requires to be inside of the clean room. So let's open it, place the engraver, give it the length, give it the material, and some power, and the material, and it don't work. Let's try closing it. Still don't work, because it's not working. As we see here, using a scanner, efficiency is 0, so it's not working anything. We need to give it some power to work. So let's grab some power. Since I gave a low voltage energy hatch, let's go with the low voltage energy buffer. So let's place all the batteries inside and connect power. Now just need to grab a soft mallet, because it is a multi-block after all, and give it a go. And you see it is going. With a bit of power, but it is going. It's just taking a very long time for it to gain in efficiency. Well, it's still going, only half of the efficiency yet, so it did not start. But one interesting thing is that it emits headstone, so you can actually see how much percent is clean based on the headstone level. It's useful to make some automated stuff here. We're about to hit 100%. When that happens, it should start. Let's see just a little bit more. And it did not start. Because I did not place the correct material. As you see that the eyes open the door, the efficiency has dropped. Oh boy. But you probably don't want to keep this here open and closing. You want to make it automated. It is possible. It is very, very possible. Let's turn this off. And the efficiency started to fall. Alright, let's what you can do about it. You also need to power it, so having to open and close the door to place batteries and get the items, it's not wise. You want things to go in and out automatically. But how can we do that without breaking the system here? Well, the control say up to 10 machine rules, item and energy transfer through walls. Remaining blocks plus script. What this means? Well, it is very simple actually. The machine rules are not just something to craft, it actually can serve a purpose. Many people forget about it, but the machine rules actually can transfer power, items, and fluids. Something you need to keep in mind. But here lies already a problem here, because when I place my laser engraver here, it can receive power from any of those three. Let's say that I want to receive item energy from this one here. So all I have to do is to place a battery buffer here. And if I place my high voltage precision laser here, see the battery buffer draining because it is powering it. That's nice. But to get the items, like here, I want items to come from here and go here. To go here is the easiest patch, but this one here is the most complicated. Because I need to place the precision laser down here, then grab a conveyor mold, place it on the side, get a screwdriver and say to here it is inside the place already. Let's grab the machine hole, can be any voltage as long as it's not going to receive power, but just to keep the same voltages, let's use a high voltage one. Now if I insert any item here, it's gonna end up there. Let's show by simply cutting some brass pipes here and a chest. A conveyor or a hopper anyway. It's better to do a conveyor because every time that the conveyor mold works, it's gonna import an entire stack. So it's better to do an entire stack. The items here. And the item is gone. It has sent to the machine hole, and sometime after it should arrive here. Let's wait a bit more because I placed it low voltage and that take 20 seconds to happen. So sorry about that. Just showing that you can do this with the lower tier of stuff. The item has arrived here. And power is not draining. Now if I want to remove into the back, you just need to send the set the machine to output into the back machine hole here, and do the same thing. Place some pipes here with a conveyor module to extract the item. Now all is left to do is to actually set up the clean room again. But let's try to use a higher voltage, shall we? The bigger difference into the energy hatch for the clean room is how fast it's gonna clear itself. Doing the low voltage is good because it's gonna using not much energy to keep itself clean. While in doing it with the high voltage here, it's gonna be very costly in power. And go. What? Just be careful not to like this dumb bone here and break the maintenance hatch. The difference of using a high voltage is that the of course. Not leaving the door open. I thought it could be faster with a high voltage one, but it seems to take the same time as the other one. It does consume power a little slower than the low voltage. Well, it is 100%. So let's give a test. Item goes in. It's working as expected from it. Let's just wait a little bit longer. That is 25 seconds for the laser engraver to finish its job. And I hope I have actually activated the correct output, but I think not. I did. And I think it's out. Perfect. It's now working and losing a bit of power to keep itself clean. Using a higher voltage tier do not make it work faster. But true, because it uses the same power no matter the tier. So just use the tier that is more comfortable to you. But we have a problem already, because despite I show you this recipe here to make this integrated circuit, you see that we have a different type of lens, like this one of glass. Let's make a different product. This is logic, this is processing, so we need more than just one machine. And build one of this for every typing, it's kind of troublesome. But you don't actually need to do that. You can actually make it a bigger clean room. The tooltips say that the max wide height and depth is 50 by 50 by 50 hollow. Wow, that is big. That's a little cache here. Let's try to make a 7 by 7. Like here we have a 7 by 7 by 7 by 5 by 7. So we have everything here, energy hatch, a maintenance, the control block. The only catch is the top of it cannot be plascrete, only the edges can be. When you make it this big, you need to fill the ceiling with this filter casing. So we need to place everything around here, filter casing. That's a lot of casings. But as soon as I place the last one, should be. It is completed. Now all is left to do is to fix the issues with our beautiful duct tape here and start to run. And now here we have our clean room, a bigger one. And here we are inside the clean room. It's working normal. It is a little bit dark here. Let's place some light on here. Nothing matches better. Nothing matches a clean room like a burning torch, isn't? And as you can see, no problem at all. You have your precision laser engraver with the machine holes on side as before. Since now we have a little space, I do not need to connect the conveyor into the machine but the pipe, so it does not use the power anymore. All left to do now is to just go breaking stuff that I should not break. Is to place the material here. That is so much not like me. I forgot that I just said that if you place the conveyor into machines, it's gonna require power. So since I placed the conveyor directly into the machine hole, it requires power to work. So use a pipe. Goes there, go into the chassis, and should be inside. And here it is, working as intended. Even though it should not, because this is not 100% clean. I believe it just uses more power like this, I suppose. I know what happens. It happens that if the room is not at 100%, there is a chance to get what you want. As you see now, it is just at 30% of efficiency. So we have only that amount of chance to actually get the product we want through it. This is gonna run and we have a chance of getting it or not. In this case we won, but on the previous one it was not the case. The item got consumed and not produced. So it's better to wait for it to hit 100% before you start to do your stuff. But now that we have this here, we can actually have more room to place more of engravers if you want. But even so, we still have the limit of the controller that says up to 10 machine holes to place energy and item. Since the minimum is 3, that means that we can only place 3 more setups like this one. Yes, you are correct, but at the same time not. Because as far as I know, there is no limit to what we can place inside of it. I don't even know if you can actually place it so close to the filter casing. So you can actually build a complex machinery inside. You can have some complex machine system like here with 2 medium voltage laser engravers fed through a high voltage machine hole into a transformer with some cables here, and you have a kind of logic system with some piping control and shutter to insert the materials into the engraver you want. like here we have these two options here. As you can kind of see, the pipe is connected, so it's not gonna run. So you can place one of the basic wafer here. You're gonna get pulled off. Then you pull this lever here, and it should open the path to this engraver here to work. And here you go, it is working. Now while it's working, I can go into the back here. So switch this to the other one. Place another one. Go back inside. And the other one is now working. So with the system we can kind of make some kind of logistics system. Of course, this is just to show you a base. What you can do, you can actually set up like a quantum bridge of the applied energy through here inside and use it to send the correct material where you want. The final product has been retrieved. If I remember how to place the pipe and the conveyor into the correct place here. And here we have our two different wafers. So I just need to place a kind of a sign here to tell which level does what, and I will have some kind of system here. By the way, this is just a small example of it, because we can build this into a 15 by 15 by 50 area, so we can actually make almost an entire base inside of this one single clean room. So this was it, people. This was On God. Thank you for watching.